Well, hello, decoders. This week we're going to go deep dive searching into past lives. Past lives, and specifically we're going to look at the old agreements we made way back then that are still influencing us today, and that is worth decoding.
Hi, I'm Kiran Trace. Welcome to Humans Decoded, a story of hobbits, fairies, elves, dwarfs, gnomes, and humans. If you get lost at any point, there is a deep dive on all the different avatars in episode 1. It includes notes. Thank you for joining us in a fun little chat about the vast potential of our human makeup.
Hi, Leela. Hi, Cami.
Hi. Hello, queens. Afternoon, everybody. Good morning. Good night.
Cami's going to put like a little British accent at the top so we can tell it's Cami versus Leela.
Good afternoon, everybody. You've joined the Humans Decoded podcast, and we're very, very pleased you're here.
That's Cami.
Talking about past lives. Take it away, Kiran.
You may or may not know, but Cami is so good at accents, and I always make her do them because she's so good. They're so funny. So those of you coming to retreat, we're going to be hopefully have Cami do a lot of Australian for us and a lot of different...
Bring me a treat. I'll give you an accent.
All right. We are here today because the three of us are really up against various past agreements that once upon a time we threw ourselves behind. So these are these old agreements that we made with such passion, but only served to mess us up and humble us. And right now in my master level classes, and the three of us are in them, we are going deep in the rabbit hole and we're rooting out these experiences that built these very dense belief systems. And that usually brings us to these past life agreements. And we bring them up into the light, and it's really humbling. It's a little embarrassing how passionately we threw ourselves behind some of these stories.
Yeah. So passionately it traverses space and time. I went to see my osteopath today, and he said something that I thought was pretty cool. He said, the deeper we connect, the deeper the disconnections that we connect with. Or the deeper the disconnect that we see when we connect.
Say that 5 times fast.
So when... What?
The more you connect, the deeper the disconnection seems from the connection.
So the more we connect, the more we see where there's disconnect. So anyway, as the healing journey unfurls, you start to touch base with these, mostly traumatic experiences, except that they may not be in the same timeline. And the first time it ever happened to me, it kind of felt like when a cat coughs up a fur ball. So it was this really condensed layer of emotions and sensations, and it just felt like this memory was kind of like puked up. And it was a vision of an old lady in a Native American tribe, and the tribe had decided she was too old and sick, so they left her behind. And then it was this instant light bulb moment where it was like, oh, that's why I'm so triggered at work when I'm sick. I always feel like I can't tell anybody or they'll fire me, or like, they'll know and I'll be left behind. And at the time I thought, oh, cute, a past life. But many years down the line, you start to rack them up like Pokemon cards. And, each ones have like different powers over you. So it's like, this is the past life where I was a toiling slave, and where the main belief was life is suffering, plus 10 points for that card. And it's so fascinating to see how each one of these, past life or kind of condensed belief systems holds a facet of a constellation that currently makes up not so much Cami, but everywhere that this Cami being stumbles. And like Kiran said, like they really do hold these beliefs as true so passionately. It's like, you better believe me or you will die. So it's pretty cool. You can trace these like rampant voices down to, the past life owie.
It's funny, the first time I encountered one of my ancient lifetimes, it was also about being left behind. And it was about this very like Old Testament sort of sensation, a woman that was left behind in the desert by her tribe. I don't exactly know why. And, it has a sense of being around the time where the Israelites flew from Egypt. And naive me back then felt like, when I came across that lifetime, it felt like, oh, cool. So now this is met and maybe it's done, as if there were not 700 more ancient lifetimes. And in fact, I just spent today, the whole day, with another one of my ancient ones. So this feels really on point. And you've heard me say on this podcast before, like I've been really in the trenches with this pain body called Not Capable. And she is anchored in probably many, many past lifetimes, but very specifically in a 17th century woman. She's living in Paris in France, and originally she's German. And her life is sort of just a wasting away in not capable, like I can't do life, I can't do anything. And eventually she dies of consumption, of all reasons to die from. And I'll go into more details about her later. And yeah, the funny thing is, I think it was you, Kiran, you said like this 17th century woman, in a way she has nothing to do with Leela now. But as we're saying here, to me, it can feel like I am still her. Like I'm still this woman wasting away sort of in her incapacity. And she's so deeply intertwined in my system or with my being up until now. So this is how oddly alive these past lives can still be inside of us. It feels like it's a continuous sort of, letting awareness shine on it to really start to see, oh, no, in fact, it's not me. It is a belief system. It is a pain body. It's a story that is helplessly lying there. There's nothing true about it, even though it feels so true at first. Like, yeah, they hold it with a fury, even, their belief.
There's something very beautiful about awareness when it connects to, like when it connects to source, when it connects to the one field of all, like when it connects to the present moment. But in our journey of authenticity, that connection can at some point come back to its original nature. And we say that's an awakening into original nature. And when that happens, for those people who have that experience, it disconnects you from an identity of being just this one person, right? So being Kiran, being born in 1981, and she's going to die at whatever age, and these were my first loves, and this is who my mom is, and this is who my dad is. And what happens is when awareness unhooks from that, what becomes consistently available is that there's just this one moment. So then what happens when that awareness really deeply connects into this field, and this could be like abiding for people, like it's a permanent state, or it can just be a momentary state, or it can be months long. People have different experiences there. But what happens is, in that one full, true, big connection, this one moment is so much more real than the conceptual sense of time, like that horizontal timeline. And so in that one moment, the full history of our being, or our soul, or whatever words you want to use there, becomes very available, because it's all just this one moment. It doesn't have an identification that begins here and ends here. It's sort of all that has occurred is available in this field. And it's really interesting because sometimes when I'm speaking to people who have, truly awakened into their original nature, a common thing that I can hear is that they're experiencing 2, 3, 4 lifetimes in the same moment. So their connectivity, their connection to the field severed the identity with their person. And as they're inside of the field in this moment, they're witnessing from awareness these different timelines happening in the same, sort of spreading out from the same moment. And then they're asking me, like, which one do I localize in? And this is a weirdly common experience. I get this a lot. And it's because their being is now so much more available, right? Like so much more connected to the field of all versus being connected or identified with just this one storyline. And again, I'm using this word being. For you, you might want to call it your soul, or you might just want to call it the vast field of all that's becoming a unique life form. I don't know whatever your words are. But when we're looking at what we're referring to in this episode, these constellations of pain bodies. So a single constellation, like not capable, as Leela's saying, or as Cami's, Cami seeing like the not belonging. That constellation is made up of many, 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 many stars. And we talked about that in a lot of detail in episode 141. It's called The Myth of Healing. And life is going to come and it's going to poke at our little stars, our little wounds. And in this metaphor, the stars inside the constellation, life pokes there. Situations will arrive that trigger these. We try to control them as much as we want, but life is still going to come and trigger these things. And when that happens, when life pokes that way, it's inviting us to see through the illusion of that wound, right? That little false belief system. Because those belief systems are representing a lot of distorted reality. They're representing a lot of limitation. Like what Cami's, like in her playing card deck, I love that image, the Pokemon deck, and the card of this ancient woman who gets left behind, right? It's this story of there's no abundance, there's no connection, there's no life, there's no family, there's, it's like limit, and then it becomes part of the constellation of like, I don't belong. And it's so intense, the story of not belonging, because it's made up of all these wounds. And so in a way, it can be embarrassing when we're conscious today of these belief systems. Like, how could I possibly feel like I don't belong? Like, that's ridiculous. Or like Leela, like, how are you possibly wasting away in your apartment in Ticino or wherever? Like, it's so funny. In our journey towards authenticity, we're going to hit these little wounds, and the invitation is to unravel or pierce the illusion of these long-held belief systems. But at a very advanced level, like the master level programs that I run and we're doing right now, when we unravel them, it's like you're kind of deep down in the rabbit hole, popping these stars, and you're going to come to these ones that are not in your lifetime, but it's a very similar wound. And in the other lifetimes, it's this very passionate holdout against life, holding so deeply to these stories of limitation.
I think this is exactly the place where maybe many people feel like, oh, somebody needs to tell me about all my past lives so I can, I can go fix them. I can get to them. But this is not what we're saying here. Like, you don't need to go see a special person in order to get to these old pain bodies in your system that come from past lives. I would say it's just a matter of taking a couple of rounds. Like, the layer of the belief system that is poking you right now will always be about your life right now. So you can go quite deep down and find these deeply passionately held versions of it in the past. So the entry point to whatever is your life right now, and it will take you down there if you want to look.
Yeah, life will serve it up. If you're a skeptic about past lives, you might be like, don't you just imagine this stuff because it's really convenient and it fits your worldview right now? And I would say it feels different than just imagining something. I worked with this healer once who did distance healing, and I had a skin issue, and he was really helpful. And when he hit a layer, he was like, oh yes, you were burned as a nun, and that's why this, etheric whatever layer, I don't know what the layers are called in the aura or something, is so dry. And it was like, sure, yeah, if that's what you're saying, but it doesn't really have anything to do with my experience right here. Versus when I met one of the boss level pain bodies that I call fraud. So I have this past life who was a knight, and I encounter him fleeing his village, being chased by the villagers on horseback with torches. Everyone's after him because they're going to banish him, and he is never to return and remains a fugitive the rest of his life. So the way the first time I encountered this behemoth was during a meditation, and it felt like it exploded out of me. Like I was watching a blockbuster movie, but they were memories and shards, and it was so visceral, snotty nose, crying. And I wasn't looking for it, it just popped up. So to the skeptics out there, I don't think I invented it. And the belief system that got implanted from the night is you're a fraud. Wherever you go, it's only a matter of time before they find out. And even as I recall it now, it's still charged. It's all the little bits in my system still lights up, so it feels like it has a life inside of me.
I have this past life. I call her my Braveheart girl. And she's in my big constellation of injustice. Injustice is a big player in my system. And she's a little star way down in that constellation, but she's wildly influential. And she certainly, in the past, would just take the wheel, for sure. If I were to have a photograph of her, which, I don't, but to me, I can see her, she's standing on a stone mound and she's looking at her village, and it's been burned and there are these dead bodies everywhere. And she's in, the British Isles, and it's really, really old. It's 4th century. And it was a neighboring warlord took over the village and killed all of her family and her children and her friends and everyone. And she's just broken. She's on this mound, just broken. Even her clothes, they're torn, they're ragged, but she is fierce. And she has her fist in the air, and she's screaming revenge. And weirdly, it's less screaming revenge to the warlord and more screaming at life itself. She's gonna fight. She's gonna fight life. And there's this passion burning behind that story. And so when me, Kiran, present day, tries to find a parking lot at the grocery store, and someone is aggressively takes the spot, clearly when I'm signaling to go, well, that Braveheart woman, she can take over really quickly. There's this rage of injustice that just doesn't match the parking lot drama. And there's this humor of how quickly Braveheart woman can overtake a situation very uncalled for. She wasn't called on. We didn't need her level of revenge.
Nobody asked, but there she is.
There she is. And there's this hilarious little meme that goes like, Namaskray. It's similar to Namaste, but it's Namaskray. The crazy in me honors the crazy in you. Now, and it's a little bit wild like that when she takes over. It's like, Namaskray. Braveheart woman. But you know, she made this very clear agreement to aggressively protect any victim anywhere. The whole village equals the whole world. And in her life stream, like in her lifetime, she did not pierce the illusion of her rage, of that heartbreak and that grief. Instead, she doubled down on her commitment to seek out injustice anywhere. And she will aggressively shortcut that shit.
I love it.
Oh, I mean, mine has such a different flavor. You know, I can be in the middle of, you know, just writing an email, and then my I'm not capable ancient one kicks in, and she sort of aggressively just collapses. And we've been making fun of her on the podcast as well, I think, as the lady on the fainting couch, you know, just so ready to give up and collapse with, oh, but I cannot. And any whiff of stepping into something unknown, you know, especially work related. So yay. I don't know if it's the ultimate star in the constellation of the bigger theme of unworthiness, but it's definitely one of the essential stars. And it's this French woman I've been talking about before. She's miserable and she doesn't really have a life of her own. So she's just sort of there to serve her husband. She has to be pretty and she's sort of an accessory to him, but she doesn't have anything of her own, you know, like she needs to entertain his guests and whatever. And she doesn't even have children, which further feeds her sense of being useless, incapacitated. So she's so collapsed in her, I'm not capable, I don't equal to anything, so why even try? And at times, the me now, Leela now, I'm about to call somebody or write an email or do an interview, and that whole wave of energy from her is building up. And it's so disproportionate. Like, why would you be so triggered when there's something, I don't know, or somebody is asking you to step up and show up? Like, it doesn't make any sense at all, but it's her response. It's the response of this old pain body that is still alive in my system today. And like you were saying, Kiran, it's so click to grid, it's so automatic. And at first, because it's so automatic, it's hard to catch. Like, it wasn't obvious. Maybe to you it was, I don't know. To me it wasn't. I didn't see her instantly. It was hard to catch that wave of energy, her, you know, emotional world or crashing. Yeah, her emotional world crashing down on me in this moment. It felt so like, this is me. And of course, the agreement there is, I'm not capable of life. I cannot do life. And yeah, it has felt true for a long time. It's only now that it's being seen.
Yeah, speaking of agreements, the one that's up for me now is the whore. We talked a little bit about her in the episode where we mentioned, you know, these religious terms, and the one that lights up for me is the whore, because in a past life I can see there was a whore. And yeah, it's like she's so convinced that she has to live in secret and in total shame because she's a whore. She would rather die than get discovered, because if you ever see her, then you'll know she's a whore. So it makes it really hard to sort of look from awareness, because she's always hiding, because otherwise you'll see she's a whore. And yeah, she just has this very impassioned commitment to this belief that, you know, she's like not God. And like Kiran said, you know, they don't make sense, but it's just like such a binary, like non-flexible stance. So for this ancient pain body, there's a very strict line between God and sin, and she's on the side of sin, and there's nothing you could tell her otherwise to convince her.
You know, in the light of day, these beliefs, they really are very silly. They are not worth the passion being held for them back in the times, even whatever the beliefs now being held. Like, I honor God by suffering. I mean, that is like so deep in the psyche of our culture, but I mean, please. I also get this big laugh over like, we'll be together forever. Like, how 12-year-old immature drugged out on romance is that old swoon? You know, but man, if we don't examine these things, gosh, we can carry the torch.
Yeah. I'm a fraud. I'm unworthy of God, so I have to fix this mess before I ask for God's support. Life is for working hard. I'm not capable of living a dream life.
I'm on the wrong planet. I have to wait until everyone is free before I can be free. And, the classic, I'm responsible for the tribe's well-being and safety. If I am sick, I'll be abandoned by my tribe.
Desiring money is a sin. Wealthy people are godless. I need men to have any value. I am trash. I have to be abused.
You know, but it's a sweet journey when we're unpacking these belief systems and our own system coughs up one of these older lifetimes versus someone projecting it onto you. The process will start to bring in this real awareness through that older lifetime. And with this real awareness, it stops influencing us so much. So for me, with Braveheart Woman, being able to see her and have compassion for her, which is where I am today, it really helps me stay out of her impassioned agreement. And it helps me to see past her ridiculous but heartbreaking limitations. So for me, Kiran, being able to see what's really going on, it's less about getting caught in the story of what happened to her children, her family. And instead, with real awareness, I'm being invited to see through the impassioned injustice story. And so, you know, I saw this movie a long time ago. It's called The Kama Sutra by the director Mira Nair. And it's a 16th century story taking place in India. The main character has this arc that ends with her true love, you know, getting killed. And then after that, there's this really beautiful kind of, it's a monologue. It's a beautiful sort of montage where she kind of pierces the illusion. And she says, knowing love, I will allow all things to come and go, to be as supple as the wind, to take everything that comes with just great courage, because life is right in any case. So now my heart is as open as the sky. And I saw that movie when I was about, I'm going to say like 19 years old. And when I watched that moment, I understood it. It's like I remembered. I know that. I know the truth of that. And so if I can hold this greater intelligence for Braveheart Woman, then it becomes so clear how Kiran and Braveheart Woman are not the same woman. They are different. They are no longer related. They don't need to be in relationship. And that's how the star of Little Braveheart Woman in my constellation of injustice becomes less influential for Kiran.
Yeah. I think it's exactly that love, that compassion that is making the difference. And I love how you said at some point before, Cam, that it feels like this ancient one has a life inside of you. And in my system, it felt like, or it feels like, this French woman, this whole not capable sort of universe, it has a structure in a way. Like in my system, it feels like a calcified, almost solid something inside my body. And as the love or the compassion comes in and, you know, touches the structure, it begins to crumble and soften a bit. And it doesn't mean the crumbling or softening is like, oh, I'm rid of her, thank God. It's like there's such a deep love for her and such a, oh my God, I'm so sorry you really believe this. I'm so sorry that you've been living this life believing your own story. And worth mentioning is that the love and compassion, they're not coming from me. Like, I don't have to somehow find them in myself, but it's coming from the vast field of presence that sources everything, that just then touches this ancient belief system. And that touch sort of pops these agreements in a way, because the awareness that is me now can so clearly see what's actually true. It's just been a lie. It's been a lie since day one. It's been a lie the whole time, but poor her. She didn't know. And it's not on her to know, it's on the awareness to know.
Yeah, she doesn't go away, but she stops influencing, as far as I can see.
Oh, that's so sweet, Leela. Since seeing the night pain body for the first time over a year ago, and bringing awareness and compassion, which then untangles the beliefs and kind of melts them away, it brings such a veritable change in the mirror. And a really good example is getting into the National Portrait Gallery last year. Even though it was a lifelong dream to have a painting there, when it actually came to pass, I was electrified. I mean, wake up with night sweats, high key anxiety triggered, that I was going to be discovered as some sort of fraud. I mean, it's hilarious now. But I would go to a party with all of the other artists and basically start to like out myself before they could. So I'd sort of, in a way I was like inventing this, but it felt so real. But I'd be like, I'm not really an artist. Like, I don't really belong here. I know you're an artist, but I'm not really an artist. And then I'd basically go home and cry. And it was just this fraud belief system that was so like ripe up in my face, available for me to soak with awareness. And as I started to untangle, Cami from this night, from the fraud, each one of these parties, which would happen like every 3 to 4 months, would just get easier and easier until the last one I had about 2 months ago, where the show traveled to Newcastle. It's still up there until September, in case you want to see it. But the party we had, I saw the same artists again, and this time I had a blast. I talked with the panel of judges and curators from the National Gallery. I was just chatting with artists who were like suddenly like, oh yeah, you're just like me. Like, let's nerd out on paint, And it was just like, fuck, the freedom to be like not carrying this like fraud. So in some ways it does feel like mounting a rescue mission to save a part of yourself. It's like these ancient ones are stuck spinning around in their own delusion, and what a privilege to reach out and dispel that illusion with awareness. It's kind of like if you saw a baby kitten that's caught in a bramble, you'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like, come here, you're safe, it's okay. And as annoying as these ancient ones can be, bringing in these like dense beliefs and smearing them all over your, probably quite nice modern life, when tenderness comes to get them, that reunion is one of the sweetest things you can ever experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, you should see Leela's face right now. She's just spent a day with one. She's just like soft. There's an aura about her. And currently I have this truth statement that I'm applying, and it's like a balm to, the horror past life, which is, no one but God has ever walked these streets. Because it's only ever source or creation, no matter how deep the illusion. And the point isn't to get rid of them and then you go to heaven and never have to reincarnate again. That's not quite how the game works.
Yeah. You know, in the healing journey, when the pain is really bad, like the night sweats, the anxiety, the terror, you know, like our massive suicidal ideation, which are all signals for you that there's something old and juicy that's ready to be saved. It's just a little kitten down there that we want, that's caught in brambles. And but when the pain is really bad, we get convinced and we feel like, okay, I am done for all time. I'm done. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. And, you know, and then more beliefs sprout from that. And there's this myth that, like, in some way we can be in control of this option. Like, we can declare that we're out of here. And one of the myths is that I'm going to attain Buddhahood and then I'm never going to have to come back again. And, well, it doesn't work like that, you know, as far as I can see. And I'm someone who spent hundreds of hours witnessing the systems of dozens and dozens of Buddhas. Like, I'm kind of the world's foremost in the shit. And Buddhahood doesn't give you the control button to eject from Earth realms forever.
That might be my favorite image ever.
But when you get further along in the journey, in your own transformation, piercing those illusions, you start to discover that there's this contented place. And it feels like, okay, I'm down. It's cool. It's cool to keep discovering these little kittens caught in their brambles. It's cool to take this journey. You know, like as Leela's saying, like it was sweet to have a whole day of just bringing awareness into these really congested places that haven't been seen. But when you've truly transformed that painful belief, like fully transformed it, weirdly, you're going to feel like, wow, can I go do it again? Like, that was awesome. That was awesome. Let's do it again. Now, we have to keep reminding ourselves, Decoders, this is our job. We have to keep reminding ourselves, each other, and everyone that we, in fact, can fully transform our wounds, our heartbreak, our pain. It is entirely possible for human systems to do that. We're built out for it. And when we do, well, our hearts get seen. The heartbreak is pierced, and then it's seen that our hearts are not limited. There's not injustice. There's not good enough. There's not in this like dying of heartbreak. Instead, we get to see that our heart is as big as the sky. In fact, maybe our hearts are the sky. And when you truly grok that really deep in your being or your soul, you'll see that you are very happy to keep playing in.
Amen, girl.
Hallelujah.
Wow.
Okay. That's all we got to say. We're done wrung out here.
Speechless.
But we will say, retreats coming up. The halcyon days where we get to be together as a community is arriving soon. And there still are a couple of seats left. I'm not sure if they're yours, but if they are, go get them. Come join us.
Come play with us. Yay.
Yes.
See you next week.
Bye.
Namaskar, Decoders.
Thank you for listening. We obviously love hearing what you think. Your feedback helps us make a better show for you to listen to. So feel free to comment, and you can do it at Facebook, which is the Humans Decoded podcast. And if you're not on social, you can always email any questions to us at outreach@kirantrace.com. And thanks for listening. We love you.